Okay, so these like top 25, top 10, top 15 videos of your guys' countries or just Europe in a whole are honestly some of my favorite ones to check out just because I get to see like the most beautiful locations. And today we are checking out Norway, specifically the top 25 places to visit in Norway. Now, I want to go to Norway really bad. I want to go to hit, obviously, Norway, Sweden, Finland, hit all of those like Nordic countries. 25 places though, I don't think I'll be able to hit all of them. That seems like it would be a multi-week vacation just in one single country when I have so much to see. So drop in the comments your guys' favorite locations. If you live in Norway, hey, what's up? Let me know where you live at and if I should come visit your area, or if you don't want, you know, some American, you know, come into your city, let me know that as well. Let's just dive right into it. I'm pretty pumped for this video. I've been looking forward to it.
What's up, guys? My name is Ryan, and I recently returned from exploring the beautiful country of Norway, and I want to share with you my favorite places. So here's my Norway top 25.
Oh my god, that looks fake. Hold on.
Favorite places. So here's my...
That looks so unreal. That's insane. What?
Norway top 25. Norway
That river
has to
is
be
massive.
one of my all-time favorite countries. From the jaw-dropping fjords of western Norway to the sea mountains of Lofoten, Norway offers some of the world's most unique landscapes. I mean, I just can't get enough of this country. Now,
Dude, it looks so magnificent. Like, it makes you feel so small, and it's just so stunning.
let's start this video off at Geirangerfjord. Now, located about a 6-hour drive from Oslo, Geirangerfjord is one of Norway's most popular destinations. The fjord is over 260 meters deep and surrounded by massive mountains. Now, one of the most spectacular features of the fjord is the Seven Sisters waterfall. It consists of 7 separate streams that descend 410 meters to the water below.
Wow.
The best way to see the fjord is by boat. Some people arrive by cruise ship, but you can also take a ferry or tour.
Oh yeah, cruise ships, Norwegian cruise lines, right? I think I've looked into that before. We were looking at doing a cruise, and my wife was like, wants to go to somewhere nice and warm and tropical, and I'm like, what about an Alaska cruise or like a Norwegian cruise? And she's like, no, I want to get my bathing suit. I'm like, all right.
Tour boat to show you around. This is by far the best way to witness the waterfalls and majesty of the fjord. Now, the main reason I wanted to go to Geirangerfjord was to visit Skagafjord. It's this historic farm built on a cliff 270 meters above the fjord. Now, you can only access the hike by taking a ferry over. It cost about $50 per person, and the ride had some amazing views. Now, when we got off the boat, the hike was no joke. It just goes straight up the mountain where you get some amazing views on your way up. When you reach the farm, you'll feel like you're in a fairy tale. The cabins are covered in moss-covered roofs, and the views you get up there are just astounding. I'm just jealous of whoever owns those cabins. Farmers used to live here all the way back in the Middle Ages, and it was inhabited until the early 1900s. Back when it was a farm, it could support over 100 animals. Now, due to its location, it was a somewhat dangerous spot due to avalanches and rock slides, and also the remoteness of it made it a tricky place for agriculture, but the farmers made it work. Today, it's easily one of Norway's most
I mean, how do you not make it work when you're like right there?
beautiful hikes and one of my favorite places I visited during my time in Norway. Now, afterwards, we're going to take a drive on the Geirangerfjord. If you're driving south out of Geirangerfjord, you have to take this road. It's this mountain pass with so many amazing spots. Now, one of the first places I came across was a set of mountain cabins right next to some waterfall. It looked like it could be a movie set for a fantasy film. Now, as you keep driving up the road, you'll come across this unique landscape with exposed rock and hardly any vegetation. The road just winds through the scenery, and it's such a beautiful drive. I love the lakes that were up there. One was called Juvatnet, and it had this dark blue color with an impressive mountain backdrop. And then down the road was Lengvatnet, which had some towering mountain walls. I mean, on the drive, there's just so many cool lookout spots. One of the most impressive is the Geiranger Skywalk. It's the highest fort view in Norway, and it costs about $25 to access. Now, after we're going to head to Stryn. Now, it's about an hour-and-a-half drive from Geiranger. We stayed here several days, and it's this beautiful village with this...
Freaking joking me, dude. People live here. It's insane. It literally is like a fairy tale. Oh my gosh.
and river that winds through the valley. What's great about Stryn is that it's close to so many places. One of my favorites is Lysebotn. It's located just 20 minutes from Stryn, and it's this glacier lake with a distinct turquoise water and has an incredible backdrop of the mountains. Now when we were there, we drove to the other side of the lake to this place called Romsdalen. Now there was this insane waterfall called Geirangerfjord that was easily one of my favorites that I saw in my time in Norway. Now, while Lofoten is stunningly beautiful, the lake has had its fair share of tragedies over the last few centuries from landslides. Now, right next to that waterfall I was talking about, in 1905, a massive rock from the Geirangerfjord mountain came loose and fell 500 meters where it hit the water, and it caused a tidal wave that wiped out some villages completely off the map. Despite this history, Lofoten is a place you gotta visit. It's hard to match the beauty of this Norwegian lake. Now right next to Lysebotn is another glacier lake called Lysebotn. Now I thought this area was incredibly beautiful. I love driving around the lake's edge. Now if you go to the very end, there's some impressive glaciers and waterfalls. There was this waterfall called Whirlpools that I thought was so impressive, and you can also hike to this glacier called Bergen. It's about a 5-kilometer round-trip hike, and on the way you'll experience waterfalls and incredible views of the Bergen Glacier. Now afterwards we're going to visit this mountain called Geirangerfjord. Now it's located about an hour's drive from Stryn, and it's this perfectly shaped mountain peak. It kind of reminded me of the Matterhorn. We went to this lake at the base of the mountain called Geirangerfjord. I just had a great time chilling on the shore and marveling at the mountain. If it's not too windy, the lake gives off a perfect reflection of the peak.
Oh, whoa, I didn't even notice that until you said it. Wow.
Just such a lovely spot. Now afterwards, we're going to visit Romsdalen. Now when I got to Norway this summer, this was the first place I went. It's about a 5-hour drive to get there from Oslo, and it's this phenomenal valley surrounded by some of Europe's highest cliffs. I mean, just like unbelievable how massive and sheer the mountain walls are. Now another thing about Romsdalen was the amount of waterfalls. It's home to some of the tallest waterfalls, not just in Norway, but in the world. The waterfall called Mongefossen is the 4th highest single drop waterfall in the world with a height of 773 meters.
Dang.
There's just waterfalls everywhere you look and a pristine river that runs through the whole valley. Now one reason I wanted to
I would be so nervous flying my drone
a
over
pristine
that river. Oh my gosh.
That runs through the whole valley. Now one reason I wanted to come here was to witness Trollstigen. It is the tallest vertical rock face in all of Europe with a height of 1,700 meters. Now one of the best places to view Trollstigen is from Lillefjella or Little Mountain. Now to get there you take a toll road that costs about $10, and it's
Ryan did like a top 25. Was that a top 25 or top 15 of just Europe in general? And he had one or two of these places, I think, from Norway in it. And I don't know if that was one of them that I saw.
It's a fairly easy hike that takes about 20 minutes. Now, when you're up top, you'll be facing the daunting Trollstigen mountain across the valley. When I was there, it was pretty cloudy, but I still got a good look at it. Now, aside from Trollstigen, there's so many amazing views from the top, such as the Romsdalen Peak, which is one of the most uniquely shaped mountains I've ever seen. You also get great views of the winding river and valley below. I mean, this place is just freaking amazing. If you come up for sunrise, you'll get a great view of Trollstigen as the sun hits the cliffs. Overall, one of my favorite places I visited in Norway. While we're still on the topic of trolls, we'll go take a drive on the Troll's Path, or Trollstigen. Now it's located just 20 minutes from Trollstigen. This is possibly the most famous road in all of Norway. It has 11 hairpin turns as it scales up the mountain with a 10% incline. It was first opened in 1936 after taking 8 years to build. I thought driving on it would be a little sketchy, but it wasn't too bad except when you're passing a bus or two. Now
yeah, the road looks like really well taken care of.
It would be
It looks like fresh asphalt. Like it looks like it was just paved yesterday.
a little sketchy, but it wasn't too bad except when you're passing a bus or two. Now one thing I love about Trollstigen is its waterfalls. There are 2 of them. My favorites was Stigfossen. It's 320 meters high and it has this arch bridge that passes over it. Now on top of Trollstigen, there's this really cool visitor center and a lookout point. It's just like a short 5-minute walk and you'll be able to get panoramic views of the road and all its turns. It was really cloudy when I was there, but that just added to the magic of the location. Norway sure knows how to make good roads. Now, another one of Norway's most famous drives is the Atlantic Ocean Road. Now, the 8.3-kilometer road runs over an archipelago of islands. The Atlantic Ocean Road was completed in 1989. It's made up of 8 bridges and 4 resting places and viewpoints. The route is an impressive feat in engineering, and it won the Norwegian Construction of the Century Award. So if you decide to do a Norway road trip, you have to take a drive on this scenic road. Afterwards, we're going to head down to southern Norway to Lysebotn to drive down another Norwegian road. Now, Lysebotn is this small village that's about a 3-hour drive from Stavanger. Now, what I think is so scenic about Lysebotn is the road that leads down to it. Now, when I first saw pictures of it, I just couldn't believe it. It consists of 27 hairpin turns that descend down the fjord to the village below. When you're at the bottom, you'll be amazed by the surrounding walls of the fjord. Now, after
it literally looks like you're going to heaven, doesn't it? Like, I feel like I'm about to hop on a boat with Frodo and Gandalf and like go to freaking, where do they go? Elvish land or whatever?
Amazed by the surrounding walls of the fjord. Now, after, we're going to head over to the nearby Pulpit Rock. Located in the same fjord as Lysebotn, Pulpit Rock is a famous flat-top cliff with a straight drop of over 600 meters. To get there, you can park in the base camp and make a 6-kilometer hike. The rock can get super packed, so if you want to avoid the crowds...
Yo, that's so sketchy when you look at it from above, because it like has like a crack in it right here, and like everyone's just standing out there. Like, this thing is going to fall one day. It could be 200 years from now, 500 years from now, but that will happen. That thing is going to collapse, and everyone's just out there sitting there.
It's super packed, so if you want to avoid the crowds, wake up early and get to the rock to enjoy the sunrise. Now, after, we're going to do another hike to the iconic Trollstigen. Now, located about a 6-hour drive from Oslo, Trollstigen is possibly the most famous rock formation in Norway, as it shoots out over 2,000 feet from the lake below. Trollstigen is definitely one of the hardest hikes you'll ever do. It's a 28-kilometer round-trip trek that takes anywhere from 8 to 12 hours to do. While it is extremely strenuous, it's hard to beat the views of Trollstigen. Afterwards, we're going to visit some of Norway's most beautiful cities, starting with Bergen. Located on Norway's southwest coast, surrounded by fjords, Bergen is one of Norway's most charming cities. Bergen was founded back in 1070. Thanks to its maritime trade domination, Bergen was the largest city in Norway until the 1830s. Today, it's famous for its colorful wooden houses on the old wharf. You can hike the Fløyen mountain to get some amazing panoramic views of the city.
Oh, it's actually
After
pretty
Bergen,
big.
we're going to visit Aalesund. Now, located about a 7-hour drive from Bergen, Aalesund is one of Norway's most prominent fishing towns, built on a uniquely shaped archipelago. Similar to Bergen, it's home to beautifully colored buildings perched right against the ocean. Now, to get one of the best views of the city, you can go up to the Byrampen viewpoint or Mount Askell lookouts. Both will give you incredible panoramic views of the fjord and archipelago. If you go to Aalesund during the winter months, you might be lucky and witness the stunning aurora borealis as it dances across the Norwegian sky. After, we're going to visit Norway's capital, Oslo.
Yo, Oslo looks wild. Look at the architecture, like the way that the buildings are made. How freaking cool.
Norway's capital, Oslo. Located on Norway's southern coast, Oslo was founded at the end of the Viking Age during the 11th century. Today, Oslo is one of Europe's fastest growing cities. I love all the modern buildings and museums throughout the city. The Oslo Opera House is an impressive piece of architecture that resembles an iceberg. It was completed in 2007 and features slanted marble and granite that slide down to the water. After Oslo, we're going to head up to northern Norway to visit Tromsø. Now, when you look at Tromsø on a map, it's wild to see how high up it is. It's the northernmost city in the world with a population over 20,000 people. Tromsø and the area around it is one of the best places in the world to witness the northern lights. Now, from Tromsø, there's a lot of cool places you can visit. You can go to the Lyngen Alps, which are about an hour and a half away, and hike to the crystal clear Lysebotn Lake. Now, one interesting place in northern Norway is Nordkapp, or the North Cape. It's the northernmost point in continental Europe and stands upon a 370-meter cliff that dives into the sea. Now, to get there, you can make the 9-hour drive from Tromsø, or you could also fly into Honningsvåg or the Alta airports.
Isn't this where the seed vault is? I could be completely off, but I feel like it's up in this area.
Journey to get there, but sure is worth it. After, we're going to cross the Barents Sea to visit the world's northernmost inhabited area, Svalbard. Located
Okay.
right between the North Pole and
Maybe it's
Norway
here.
lies this Arctic archipelago. Now, the capital of Svalbard is this town called Longyearbyen, which has a population of 2,000 people. Now, what's cool about Svalbard is that it's a visa-free zone, so basically anyone can move and work there. The biggest danger on Svalbard is the Arctic
Yeah,
cold
they're like,
and
"Please
polar
come."
bears. In some places, you're required to bring a gun to protect yourself from them, so that's pretty wild. Now after, we're going to head back to mainland Norway to visit the iconic Lofoten Islands. Now Lofoten is located in northern Norway, and even though it is in the Arctic Circle, it feels like you're on a tropical island. I was lucky enough to go there a few summers ago and just had an incredible journey road tripping through the islands. Our first pit stop was at this little fishing village called
I've seen this.
Henningsvjar.
Okay.
Henningsvjar
I
is
remember
home
seeing
to the
this.
world's most scenic soccer field. When we got there, we sadly didn't have a ball, but we had a good time playing on the field and enjoying the incredible views of Henningsvjar. We kept driving and made it to the iconic town of Rhine. Now when you think of Norway, this is it. It has those red houses surrounded by massive sea mountains. I'd have to say this is the most beautiful town in Lofoten. Now when I was planning my road trip to Norway, I remember just seeing pictures of this place and I couldn't believe it existed. If you want to do an amazing hike, I recommend hiking to Kvalika Beach. It's about a 4-kilometer round trip trek, and I promise it's worth it. When you get to the beach, you're going to be amazed by the landscape. It has mountains that remind me of Switzerland, an ocean that looks like the Caribbean, and it's green as a tropical island. I mean, I just can't believe places like this exist, especially in the Arctic Circle. Now afterwards, we're going to
I would like totally want to jump in this water. I know you're going to say it's freezing cold. I do cold plunges, so it's probably even colder than that. But like, I would do it for a second. It would probably feel so
head to
good.
South Stryn to witness one of the world's largest whirlpools. Now located about a 3-hour ferry ride from the Lofoten Islands, South Stryn is a natural wonder with over 110 billion gallons of water passing through the strait every 6 hours, making it one of the strongest currents in the world. One of the coolest features of South Stryn is the whirlpools that the changing tides make. While they aren't whirlpools that you'd imagine from movies, these whirlpools can get over 33 feet in diameter with a depth of 16 feet when the current is at its strongest. You can take a boat ride through the current or can witness the whirlpools from the ridge above. For our final destination, we're going to visit the magical island of Senja. Senja is located above the Arctic Circle and is Norway's second largest island. The reason I wanted to go to Senja was I wanted to hike to this sea mountain called Segla. So I drove to this town called Fjordard and got to the base of the hike, eventually made it to the top and was just baffled by the views. The rock formation rose hundreds of meters out of the ocean. I was just having the time of my life, and I decided I wanted to spend the night on top of the mountain so I could see the northern lights. All I had was a blanket, and I used my camera bag as a pillow. I set up camp on a mossy cliff ledge and waited for the northern lights to show up. Around 11 p.m. I awoke to the aurora borealis above my head. I mean, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. They moved surprisingly fast, like snakes in the Arctic sky. Now, seeing the lights made me feel like a kid again, and will forever be one of the most special nights of my life. Sometimes you don't need to fall asleep to start dreaming. Well, that is it for my Norway Top 25. There are endless beautiful places in Norway, and I plan to go back next summer to discover even more, so expect a part 2. Let me know where your favorite...
I really hope that I dream about Norway tonight. Been some crazy stuff going on in the world. I just want to be in Norway, like literally there staring at the northern lights. Oh my gosh. All right, really good video. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.